girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. Week 6 of the NFL football season is upon us. Last week I went 8-6 win-loss, 8-6 against the spread, 7-7 on the over/under. I don't have the year-to-date added up yet, so I'll get that next week updated. But for Thursday night, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at 4-1 versus the 4-1 Carolina Panthers, the East versus South in the NFC. Cam Newton is questionable, but he's planning on playing the way I understand it. Carolina is favored by 3.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on 46. Obviously, if Cam Newton does not play, I don't believe Carolina will win. I would flip that. So no Cam Newton, Philadelphia. Cover the 3.5, give them the 3.5, they would cover, and under on the 46. With Cam Newton, Carolina, cover the 3.5 and under on the 46. So, we'll see what happens. Chicago Bears, 1-4 versus the Baltimore Ravens, 3-2. A NFC versus AFC North divisions in both conferences. Baltimore is favored by touchdown. The Mitchell Trubisky era has begun. Is he going to be the next Tom Brady? Who knows? Is he going to be the next Alex Smith? Who knows? Is he going to be the next Jamarcus Russell? Who knows? Is he going to be the next Johnny Football? Who knows? No one knows what Mitch Trubisky is going to be. Is he going to be... What I would compare him to is Matt Sanchez. Had a short college career, got drafted really high with a lot of expectations, and just never completely lived up to where he was drafted, but he was a good, serviceable NFL quarterback. I got Baltimore winning, covering the 7 and over on the 39. Next we have the San Francisco 49ers, 0-5 versus the Washington Redskins, 2-2. Josh Norman is supposed to be out for the Redskins. I don't think against the Niners that's really going to play that big of an issue. Redskins favored by 10. Got them winning, covering, and under on the 46.5. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins with Jay Cutler. Don't we look stupid for not signing Colin Kaepernick right now? Just saying. Atlanta Falcons 3-1. Atlanta is favored by 11.5 at home. And then winning, covering, I'm taking under on the 47. Next, we have the co-leaders, I guess, of the 3 leaders of the AFC East. We have the New England Patriots at 3-2 versus the New York Jets at 3-2. The Jets are so bad they're good, but they're not good enough to be bad. They're bad at being good and good at being bad. And they're too good to be bad. 3-2 for the Jets this year. That flaming pile of trash. Yeah, they suck at being bad. They're 2-0 at home this year, while the Patriots are 2-0 on the road. New England is favored by 9.5. I got them winning. I got the Jets covering at 9.5 and over on the 47.5. This is actually one game I was real considering the Jets because I have seen the Jets upset the Patriots before, and I could see that happening this week. It's still out there. I could see it happening, but I am taking the Patriots to win. Next, we have the Detroit Lions at 3-2 versus the New Orleans Saints at 2-2. Detroit, Matt Stafford is questionable. Saints are favored by 4.5 at home. I have them winning, covering, and over on the 15.5. Excuse me. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns at 0-5 versus the Houston Texans at 2-3. J.J. Watt is out for the year. That's really going to hurt the Houston defense, but they are playing the Browns. Yeah. Houston favored by 10. Winning, covering the 10, and under on the 45. Is really Myles Garrett, was he the best option, taking number 1 overall and then taking the Sean Kaiser in the 2nd round? I mean, really? Was that the best option they had? But, you know, hey, we'll see where it turns out down the line. Next, we have the 4-1 Green Bay Packers versus the 3-2 Minnesota Vikings. An NFC North, huge matchup here. Questionable in this game, we have basically half of the star players. You know, Jordy Nelson, Ty Montgomery, both questionable for the Packers. Diggs and Bradford, both questionable for Minnesota. But the Packers have something the Vikings don't have. Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay favored by 3.5. I got them winning, covering the 3.5 and under the 43.5. Next, we have the Los Angeles Rams at 3-2 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3-2. NFC versus AFC. Rams are 2-0 on the road this year. Jacksonville is actually favored by 2.5. What to do? I just picked Jacksonville's defense up in my one of my fantasy leagues, so kind of want Jacksonville to do well here, but the Rams have been surprising me. I did pick them versus Dallas, so I'm taking the Rams to win. I'll give them the 2.5. They'll cover that and under the 43.5. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2-2 versus the Arizona Cardinals at 2-3. NFC matchup here: South versus West. Tampa Bay favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering, and over in the 44.5. Next, the big AFC matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 3-2 versus the undefeated 5-0 Kansas City Chiefs, who will be without Todd Kelsey, tight end this week. So, not Todd. Is it Todd Kelsey? Yeah, whatever his name is, Kelsey. So, Kansas City is favored by 4 at home. I do have them winning, covering the 4, under on the 46. And next, with the Los Angeles Chargers at 1-4 versus the Oakland Raiders at 2-3. AFC West matchup. Oakland is favored by 5.5. Derek Carr last Raiders. What can he do against the flaming pile of dog shit that is the San Diego Chargers? I am taking Oakland to win, get them covering the 5.5 and under on the 41. Next, we have the New York Giants at 0-5 versus the Denver Broncos at 3-1. Broncos, do they have a healthy wide receiver on the roster? I'm curious. Sterling Shepard's out. Brady Marshall's out. I think Odell Beckham is banged up. Anybody, if you're a receiver, call the New York Football Giants. I think they will look for you to play. Just god-awful football Giants this year. Is Eli washed up? Is Eli done? Oh, I guess time will tell that one. I got the Broncos favored at 12. Whew. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 40. And on Monday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts at 2-3 versus the 2-3 Tennessee Titans. AFC South Division matchup. The Indy is questionable for Doyle. Tight end's questionable. Luck is out. Tennessee, Mariota, and Corey Davis are both questionable. You know, I'm going on a limb. I'm going to take the Colts. I got the Colts covering the 4 points. Or giving 4 points to the Colts. Have them cover and under on the 43. So that will wrap up the Week 6 of the NFL football season. Make sure you check out NCAA Week 7 on Robert Sports Show, and then the NASCAR Alabama 500 preview from Talladega. Alright, as always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.